Okay, so we're going to be taking a look at another one of the posts on the Korean Mabinogi Eternity project site. So I would like to talk about texture production during the process of remodeling Turconail, where Militians will live. If you change the engine to Unreal, the background graphics will have to get better. Wouldn't it be possible to make it respond to real-time light by adding normal, roughness, and specular so that the characteristics of each material stand out? I'll make all the backgrounds you've wanted to make for a while. The will to create a truly fantastic background was sparked. However, our Mabinogi isn't like this. I worked too hard on sculpting using graphics tools, but it didn't have the hardwood feel that Mabi has. When I strengthened the normal, realizing low polygons with the three-dimensional effect of high polygons, the clear feeling typical of Mabi did not appear. However, I gathered my courage and went back to the beginning and thought about what elements determine the characteristics of Mabinogi's background. Mabinogi is a cartoon graphic. The flat feel of the environment setting creates a unique 2D feel, and the diffuse texture has strong contrast to bring out the sense of mass. The sense of shape and proportion of the background had a simpler and more casual feel than the realistic proportions. On the other hand, the texture was closer to real life than expected. In these cases, Mabinogi's background identity was being added. So here's a good example of like the wooden textures being showed well. And then Avalon clearly shows like stone texture. This was it. More than anything, I realized that texture plays a big role. The unique, clean, and organized feeling comes from the texture. So, I tried creating the texture right away. First, create a shape. To what extent should sculpting using graphics tools be done? In sculpting shaping using graphic tools, I decided to neatly process large chunks and edges and only add large cracks to the wood texture. Work efficiency is also important, so the wood grain feel was created using alpha in the tool. So here you can see, like, this is the door to Duncan's house, and this is like the window. We've all seen the preview of his house in Unreal Engine. Second, create a diffuse base color of the object texture. In the past, texture creation was created by combining photo textures with Photoshop or drawing them directly. Nowadays, several tools such as ZBrush and Substance are used. Looking at the Mabinogi texture, we could see that it was close to real life and had a high density. It has a semi-realistic feel that has been processed through photo texture synthesis or stylized texture with high detail. Since it was produced 20 years ago, it had a strong feel of a photo composite hand mat. To reflect these aspects, using the production tool, we used the wood grain texture as a base and built it up one by one. Use the sharpen filter sharpening effect to express highlights and depicted parts more clearly. In particular, care must be taken when creating high polygons to clearly express highlights and shading at the edges. And this looks pretty cool. You can like see how in this picture like the wood is like changing. That looks really cool. And here you can see the front of Duncan's house again. This was it. Although the road was difficult, I was very proud that I had laid the foundation for transferring Mabinogi's style to the new engine. Yeah, it's very important Mabinogi has the same style, and this guy did really good work on this. Like, this isn't easy to do. So on the left we have existing resources, so the resources from Pleon Engine, and on the right we have the Unreal Engine resources. So this is the church in Pleon Engine and the bank in Pleon Engine, and this is the church in Unreal Engine and the bank in Unreal Engine. Making the tiles was also difficult. The tiles also used a texture that was close to real life and had a high density. Think of it as a semi-realistic texture with a processed feel through compositing from a photo texture or a stylized texture with high detail. I tested it out in two ways. Processed through Substance Designer texture creation tool for soil and grass, you can see it here, and photo plus PRB, so physically based rendering, resource synthesis for the soil and grass, so you can see like the two differences between these pictures. How to create a Substance Designer from a stylized feel to a more realistic depiction. Advantage: as work resources accumulate, you can quickly work with tiles with a different feel by reorganizing and recycling nodes. Disadvantage: it takes time to express photo-like details. And photo texture and PRB resource plus Substance Designer and Sampler equals composite. The work speed is fast. Disadvantages is it requires reliance on photo resources, so expressions are limited. So here's another cool picture of Turconail Town Square. This is kind of cool because now we have a closer look at the actual town square area that a lot of us have spent a lot of time being AFK in. So I like the wood that they decided to add here. That wasn't here before. It used to just be all stone. It looks like they added like wood right here and like the four corners. I think that's to make it feel a little bit more like a bench. And you can also see like the brick right there. That looks cool. And you can see some brick over there too. Overall, I think they did a really good job with this. This looks like Town Square. It feels good. We can see everything appearing. We can see all the trees appearing, all the buildings and fences, the water, the dock for fishing. Let's go right to here. This is our first real look at like Turconail as a whole. The only thing we really can't see is Fergus's shop. So there's the healer's house way over there. That's going to be the graveyard. I would love to see some close-ups of what the graveyard is going to look like. Looking back, a lot of things happened. There's still a lot to do, but the style has been established. This is how the background graphics of Mabinogi Eternity are being produced. So this was an interesting post to read. I'm definitely glad that they're interested in capturing Mabinogi's style and making it feel like the same game. Okay, so today we're going to be looking at the Mabinogi Eternity section on the Korean website. And today we're going to be looking at for Silky Militian Hair. So, hello, this is Developer K. I would like to talk about the process of applying physics-based animation to bring life to the hair of Militians. In the beginning, there was a skeleton, so this is a skeleton of a Militian. The screenshot above is of the skeleton omitted for illustration purposes. In the actual game, more skeletons are used for various movements. Traditional animation techniques for creating character movement include: there's a basic skeleton for the character, and the key animation which moves the skeleton in XYZ direction and adds a key to each frame is common. For example, let's consider the motion called walking. Since the legs must move back and forth, the thigh, calf, foot, and toe bones must be moved each frame to set the height, left foot, right foot, respectively. Of course, let's move the arms naturally too. Let's set the height by moving the upper arm, forearm, and hand skeletons each frame. For natural movement, the body also needs to be in rhythm. So pelvis, spine, neck, etc. Walking was used as an example, but in Mabinogi, all character movements are performed in the same manner as above. It is a key animation method that holds the key by moving the position of the skeleton for each frame. The motions of various skills, the motions of actions, etc., all movements. When the above skeleton moves, the attached modeling should also move along with it, right? The work done to achieve this is called rigging and skinning. Connect each vortex of modeling to the skeleton rigging and set the skeleton by giving weights that will be affected by its movement skinning. This allows the attached modeling skin to stretch or shrink when the skeleton moves. Since the basic skeleton of the character is shared, even if the modeling is changed, if the skinning is done properly, the animation operates normally. So hair animation. Let's take an example of a ponytail. It is said that animation must be added to the ponytail hair with all key animation data created based on the basic skeleton described above. First, we need to add a skeleton for the ponytail for movement to the basic skeleton. So here you can see the picture for an example. Now all you have to do is add a key for the movement of the additional skeleton for the ponytail to the animations you previously created for character movement. In all character animations, 13,586, the key of the skeleton added for the ponytail must be adjusted step by step. So here's all the steps. As the hair bones continue to be added to the base bone, rigging and skinning problems also arise. So separation of the hair skeleton. Before something like the above becomes difficult just by imagining it, let's separate the hair skeleton from the basic skeleton. Leave the existing basic skeleton and animation data as is and create a separate skeleton for the hair. Let's use the ponytail as an example again. Let's create a separate hair skeleton like this and create a separate animation for the ponytail that will run simultaneously with the existing animation. At this time, when the walking animation of the basic skeleton is executed, the walking animation of the ponytail skeleton is also executed at the same time. The animation operates separately on the two skeletons, but the result looks like one movement. Of course, for this it is necessary to adjust the frame length of both animations and keep adjusting them based on the basic skeleton animation so that the hair does not stick out too much. Separating the skeleton only solves problems in the rigging and skinning process compared to adding a hair skeleton to the basic skeleton. The process for creating a key animation corresponding to all existing animations is the same. Currently, in the case of moving wigs and hair Mabinogi, the skeleton is separated for each hair mesh and a key animation is created and applied in response to the motion applied to the existing basic skeleton. Physics-based animation. What is physics animation? It has physical properties such as mass, inertia, damping, and elasticity. This refers to animation that is simulated to produce results similar to everyday physical phenomena. In short, if you set various conditions, movement is automatically created according to the physical phenomena. If you just listen to the exclamation, there is no need to specify the position for the skeleton for each frame like in the existing key animation. It sounds like a technology that naturally and automatically simulates the position of the skeleton. In reality, there are many things to consider in order to express natural movement. Let's use the ponytail as an example again. Even in motion, in place, in motion that moves and runs, or in motion with high acceleration, the simulation should come out not moving as if it's bouncing too much, right? In small movements, there is little response to external factors, so it is difficult to express the ponytail's movements in detail. On the other hand, with large movements, acceleration or collisions can make the simulation unstable, causing the movement to appear inaccurate. To respond to these problems, adjust the parameters of the physics simulation, or adjustments to the magnitude and direction of the motion are required. Nevertheless, there are cases where it is not possible to satisfy both extreme situations of small motion and large motion. Initial physics-based animation test appearance, so that's this here. So 1, no physical animation, and 2, small physical animation movement, and 3, large physical animation movement. So you can see here how the hair isn't moving at all when the character moves, and you can see here how it's moving a little bit when the character moves, and in 3 you can see how the hair is moving a lot when the character moves. For the flowing Malaysian hair, the key animation and physics-based animation introduced above are all research and development processes for the flowing Malaysian hair. In addition, there are various contents such as combination of key animation and physics-based animation, retargeting system, etc. We will cover related content in the next costume animation, the 4-pointed skirt we will cover related content in the next costume animation. The 4-pointed skirt is actually. As the journey of the Mabinogi Eternity project continues, Malaysian's hair will become even more luscious. Okay, so this is good. So they are working on hair movement in this part of the update. So this video recently came out in Korea about 18 hours ago, 18 or 19 hours ago, almost a day. And this is called Mabinogi Eternity Battle Testing and Development Status. So let's take a look at this. And we have English closed captioning for this.
안녕하세요. 마비노기 총괄 디렉터 민경훈입니다.
This is Min Kyung-un, the general director of Mabinogi Eternity. So last summer we showed you Eternity's development and status and internal testing site.
뒤로 이터니티가 어떤 모습으로 찾아올지 많은 밀레시안 여러분들께서 궁금해하셨을 것 같습니다.
I think Malaysians have been curious about what Eternity will look like.
그래서 이번에는
So this time we've prepared a meaningful opportunity to invite you, our Malaysians, to the boss battle we're currently developing and hear your opinions.
그간 이터니티에 보내주신 성원만큼이나 큰 관심과 열정을 제가 직접
At the test site, I was able to personally experience the great interest and passion that has been shown to Eternity so far. This test was shown. This test was conducted as a combat-focused test.
많은 분들을
So this is going to be like about the... I think it's going to be like about the Glass Scavellon boss fight.
최대한
I prepared this video to convey the changed appearance of Eternity. Okay, so if we actually turn these off for a second, we can actually see the game screen right here. We have a better idea of what the UI is going to look like. It looks like there's some status effects listed down here. Our HP, our MP, and our stamina. Skills will be down here. I wonder if you'll be able to move this around the skill bar. And we can also see what the minimap will sort of look like. And then it looks like this is going to be the party information. So it looks like, I think these are the Arcana. So you'll be able to tell which party member has which Arcana for parties just by looking at the icons. That looks like it's going to be pretty helpful.
생생하게 전해드리고 조금이나마 궁금하신 점을
Okay, here's the boss
이번
fight.
영상을 준비해 보았습니다. 그럼 지금부터 이터니티 전투의 모습이 어떻게
Now I'll show you how the Eternity battle has
테스트
changed
현장과 함께
step by step along the test site.
이번 테스트는
This test will present a reimagined version of the battle
밀레시안
with
분들의 기억 속에서 자리하고 있는 지원,
the final boss, the Glass Scavellon.
글라스 기분행과의 전투를 새롭게 재구성해서 선보여드리게 됐습니다.
Yeah, so we've seen some new Eternity posts about this guy, but now we can actually see like some of the boss fight in action. So this looks pretty good. We can see the full, what the interface will look like. So here's our skills. There's the boss's HP, and you can see all your party members, what Arcana they're in, who's the leader. The mini-map is over there. It's being blocked by the Mabinogi logo, but the mini-map is there. And this is the new boss room. They talked about this in one of their posts. The boss room is going to change. The gargoyle statues are going to do more. You're going to have to like do something with those gems, those purple gems over there.
구현하려고 노력을 했고 이러한 디테일과 발전된 표현을 통해서 보스전
Yeah, they tried to add like more movements and mechanics. So here you can see the way that it currently is, and here you can see like the new changes that they're making to it.
패턴이 완전히 다르지는 않습니다.
The strategy pattern is not completely different from the existing boss battles. However, we added new gimmicks to provide a variety of changes within the familiarity so that you can fully enjoy the fun through cooperation with party members. And we put a lot of effort into making the game more enjoyable through enhanced visibility and splendid production. We plan to continue to refine and perfect Eternity's unique boss battles, so please look forward to the future changes. And in this test, we increased the expressiveness of skill effects, along with new productions that were difficult to implement in Pleon. As you break through the Glass Scavellon's mood patterns and gimmicks, and reach a certain point, a cutscene-like transition scene will appear. Even during this moment, the battle continues, so you feel the tension without letting go, and feel the feeling that a new page is beginning more clearly. Yeah, that's pretty cool. After the transition is finished, it will fold to page 2. The background changes to a more tense one, and a more violent Glass Scavellon. We intended to create more fast-paced and tense, battle experience by changing not only the pattern but also the atmosphere of the space along with the page transition. Feedback you've given us during this Xanafiedlion basics battle test will be used as valuable data to refine the overall battle tempo. Okay, yeah, so it looks like this is maybe going to be some sort of like closed beta test that actual players can do. Hopefully that's the case over in Korea. And it looks like they're open to feedback, so that's good. That's definitely the right move if that's like what they're doing.
발전된 모습을 기대해 주셔도 좋습니다. 앞서 보신 것과 같이 보스전의 연출
As you can see above, there have been significant changes not only to the presentation of boss battles, but also to the skill effects, while maintaining the original atmosphere. We have improved the skill effects to be more flashy to fit the Eternity style.
보다 색감과 궤적 그리고 피니시 순간의 연출을 강화해서
Overall, we have strengthened the color, trajectory, and finishing moment presentation to ensure that it can be recognized at a glance even during party play, and we will continue to work hard to develop it so that we can continue to show you more advanced Arcana skills in the future.
이터니티 프로젝트의 아주 일부
I believe that the fact that we were able to show you a small part of the Eternity project and conduct field tests like this
오랫동안 이터니티를 기다려주신 밀레시안 여러분들의 관심과 응원 덕분이라고 생각합니다.
is thanks to the interest and support of all the militians who have waited for Eternity for a long time. But yeah, this is the most recent video with some updates. This was pretty interesting. Alright, let's play some Mabinogi. Oh, and I forgot to change the background. Oops. That's what I forgot to do. This is my Contraband Police background. Hang on, let's fix that. There we go. Let's throw that crap out. Oh, that's worth like 100k, that's nice. Do I need to do any repairs or anything like that? No, I don't think so. I did repairs fairly recently, I think. Oh right, I was gonna try and do a Baltane mission to level up Forbidden Alchemist, wasn't I? But then I ended up not playing Friday. Well, let's see if we can draw a pass for the Baltane mission. Let's see if we're lucky. No luck today. What level is Forbidden Alchemist? '44. We're not gonna focus on leveling it today. I don't feel like spending adventure seals on a pass. Like, who cares? I'll have a chance to level it up at some point. We have basically 6 months before the next Arcana come out, so I'm not too concerned. Let's open these, get some gems. Oh, I should have worked on increasing my spirit weapons bond over the weekend, but I didn't. Oh well. Feed her those. So today we'll be doing like 5 tech missions, and we'll do our veteran dungeon too, and then we'll do like commerce and stuff. So let's go figure out what the vet dungeon is today. Since I'm already in Dark Diviner, I might do Tex first. Okay, Berry Dungeon. Which is also this normal daily dungeon. That's not today's, that's just like an old one that I've never completed. That's still on my list. So I guess we'll get both of those done at the same time. And I have to buy a Neurite from the Adventure Seal shop. Okay, let's change gear.
모험가 조합은 이쪽이에요.
Dual guns. And staff. So yeah, let's go do 5 techs, and then after that we'll do the veteran dungeon. We'll switch to Arsenal Gunner for that. Doesn't really matter what we do first, so since we're in Dark Diviner anyway. That sure is a cool chair effect. I don't know what chair that is off the top of my head. Okay, let's get Doll Bag out and get Mana Shield ready. Okay, there goes the neurite that I spent my adventure seals on. Does a Kraken heart worth anything? I don't even know. Tech stuff, potions, check, adventure seals, spirit gems. Crystals of challenge, smoldering thread. Alright, let's get out of here. I think the Kraken Heart might be worth something. Let's search it. Kraken Heart. Oh, okay, it's worth a couple mil. So it looks like they go for about 2.5 mil per heart. I'll sell mine for 2 mil then, 500,000 cheaper than the lowest price. It's not much, but it'll do. I think it used to be worth more, but I kind of joined in on doing tech missions late. Put the check over here. And we have 4 more runs to make. So let's get going. Geez, that Dorcha conversion sure is a long cooldown. But it is cool you can use it without a chain blade. Like if you need emergency Dorcha, you can use it. Oh, whoops, I'm supposed to be at this one. Come on, get the gold, get the gold. Okay, really quick, we're going to sell the Awakened Strength Fragments, 2 of those. And this. And then let's do Rebirth, and then that will remove that debuff early. Usually you have to wait like an hour for that debuff, but Rebirthing will just remove it instantly, and then we can use that buff again. Which I mostly want for the movement speed right now. Some install bag instead. And then let's reactivate our mana shield. And let's go. Alright, we're all done with the techs. I'll do like one tech tomorrow as well. And then, we got one more Kraken Heart in one of those rounds. So I guess I can sell that one too. And one more of those Strength Fragments, so that's worth 50k. Alright, let's list that other Kraken Heart. Oh right, I rebirthed, so the history in the auction house got reset. So mine's currently the lowest price, 2 mil. Let's sell this one for the same price. And hopefully those will sell. Make a little easy gold off those. Gotta build up my gold as much as I can before the next 2 Arcana come out, because I might aim for unlocking all the links with Fury Fighter, and that can be very pricey. Putting Lolar's stuff in there. Okay. What's the next item we're getting? The one tomorrow. Her mouth coupon. Then this one's nothing special. Then this one's her eyes. Helm. Wig. So we don't get the armor until near the end. Alright. That's 77. Let's go and switch to Arsenal Gunner, and then we'll do Berry Dungeon. Oh, and I'm gonna want the status list over here. And let's get some speed potions from this. Those over here. So after the Veteran Dungeon, we're pretty much going to focus on, like, Commerce after, I think. What are the Shadow Missions? Foamer Attack. Kind of boring. And defeat the Shadow Wizard. No, I don't feel like doing those. At some point, I should get back into Stardust, but I just really don't care about doing that crap right now. Stardust is so annoying. Okay, there's the vet pass. Could do some inventory cleaning one of these days. Alright, let's go. And time for the boss fight. I think there's 5 of them in here? Yeah, 5. Okay, 3 left. Oh wait a minute, actually, I should get with the tracker, and then there. Okay, spirit weapon attack. "15 minutes and 14 seconds. Put these over here. And then we're gonna do some commerce next in a little bit. I'll switch back to Dark Diviner for that. And really quick, let's also check and see if there's any new news posts or anything like that. Those usually come out like on Tuesdays or Wednesdays if there's anything, so just want to make sure we're not missing anything. Alright, so it doesn't look like there's any new posts. There's like a community pet pool thing on the NA site for something like that, but that's the only new thing there. Nothing really big. I don't know when the next round of the voting contest starts. Alright, let's do some commerce. Where do I want to commerce from? I need to work on Cobb, probably? Yeah, I do. Let's work on that one. Cobb and Belvast would be nice. So we'll go to Cobb first. We're gonna work on that this week. Because, this ends on March 5th. Okay. I'm really gonna get into the next trade season. Like, we might go back to doing what I did with Xanafiedlion, where I just commerce for, like, I do my dailies and stuff, and then we just do, like, commerce for, like, 3 or 4 hours. So we might go back to a few streams like that. Let's get some jellyfish. Wait, if those are only going to take up 7 inventory slots, maybe I should use the camel for it. Let's see how much the camel can carry. Yeah, the camel's better. Let's take these over to Tara. Oh, and that first speed potion hasn't worn off yet. That's nice. It probably will soon, though. Okay, let's go back and do one more trade from here. One or two more. Gotta get this merchant rating up. Alright, I'm back to Tara again. Okay, so the Cobb Merchant rating is now level 6. Do I need to be level 6 or level 7 to get the last item there? The last trade item? I gotta go check. Let's see what we have here. Let's act like we're going to trade something from here, because I might, especially if I need to take my level up again. Yeah, we need level 7 or higher for those scales. They're not worth much at Tara anymore, but I'm not taking them overseas. Oh, whoops, I took the wrong item. I took a bunch of seaweed. Sure, we can sell that, Tara. Why not? Gonna get these over to Tara, and then I don't know what's next. Figure it out. Maybe I'll do Belvast run after this. That's what I'm kind of thinking. Okay, well, let's sell all this. And then... let's do one round from Belvast. At least one trade round from Belvast. I guess I could pick up Kinu's Revenge while I'm here too. Couldn't hurt. I think we want to use the alpaca wagon for this. And yeah, I need level 7 for this one. Let's take some of that ogre armor to Tara. And like 4 of those swords. Gotta wait just a little bit. Looks like the Aaron Adventure Pass Season 4 is starting up on Thursday. What kind of items are these giving for the special rewards? Oh, this time they have little subpages going to them. Oh, okay, this drops down. Interesting. Spirit Transformation Liquor. Okay, the coupon for this homestead item is tradable. This is actually kind of cool. I don't really care about the imp thing going around it. I hope that's not part of it, actually. That'd be kind of annoying. But I like the actual model here. This looks really cool. I hope the imp's not part of it. I don't like that part. A second title that's not tradable. Teddy bear blunt weapon appearance scroll selection box. So the box is tradable once. Pink slime fireball effect. Tradable once. Outfits, not tradable. The outfits are kind of average. I mean, yeah, they're probably new, but we have 100 different outfits that look very similar to this already. Like, this isn't worth my money. And once again, the lightning weapon appearance scrolls are in it. Choose blue slime fireball effect change card. And we have a cat Sid whistle just like last time. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really think this is worth the money, right? Like, there's not a whole lot in here. Like, they gave a cat Sid pet away last time. Why don't they pick a different pet? I have like 3 cat Sid pets. I don't need another one. The fireball effect change card. Like, I guess that's kind of cool, but I don't know. I don't really feel like I need it, and the fact that it's not tradable is not good. And the outfits are just kind of plain. The lightning weapons have been reused like the past other 3 times. I guess the pink slime fireball effect change card, that's tradable once. So there is that. But I don't know why the blue one isn't tradable once too. It's kind of silly. Yeah, overall, I just don't think this really has enough to be worth my money. What does the normal rewards have? The ones that you don't need to pay for? Oh, wait a minute. Here's the homestead model thing. Well, why does it give us this one then? Down here. I'm a little confused about that now. Oh, okay. With the scented bear. Hey, cool, they're giving us the better one. I don't like that scented bear buzzing around the homestead model town. I get to get the one that doesn't have that for free. That's a lot better. Like, this model actually looks really cool, but I don't need some stupid scented bear circling around it for all eternity. That's stupid. But no, this is actually pretty cool. Like, you can see the wheat field in Turconale, the church outside of Dumbarton, because this kind of looks like the seating area with the benches outside the Dumbarton church. And then outside of Philia, this building kind of looks like Casnia's place, maybe. And then, like, Vales. And then they have, like, the Vales Town Square thing. So that's actually pretty cool looking. I'm glad that one's one of the free rewards. I don't need to pay anything for that. Second title's okay. It gives those, like, books and scrolls effect around the character. That's kind of cool. A chair. And glowing heart ring. Alright. Well, the coolest thing you can get for free from this is by far the homestead item, I think. I don't know, I think the biggest problem with the Era and Adventure Pass is that none of the items are tradable in the, for the special rewards especially. Like, just make the items tradable, what does it matter, you know? Why restrict that to being a... Because by not making them tradable, then that means you're forcing people to pay money for it. It just hurts the game. I think more people would buy the season pass if you know, all the items or most of them were tradable, like the outfits, the homestead items, the effects. The coupons for the homestead items can have a one-time trade limit, so you can actually trade those, but I don't know, to me, like, this is not worth almost $22. I mean, like, the mobile kart rider game that Nexon has a season pass that's like $2.99, and it offers more stuff than this piece of crap. And it's like, why should I pay almost $20 more for a season pass that's worse than a season pass for like a mobile game? Alright, well, after I wrap up my stream, I'll probably do a short video on this piece of crap and take a look at it. But for now, let's get back to Mabinogi. Okay, so we're still heading to Tara. I think I'll drop this off at Tara, and then we'll wrap up the stream, and then I'm gonna make a video covering that silly season pass that's starting up. What is going on there? Huh. There's some sort of... Maybe the owl just wasn't finished loading on top of that board. Don't know how much longer that speed potion has. Oh, okay, like a minute and a half. Oh right, and I'm just remembering I did pick up Canoe's Revenge, so I do need a Bandit Boss Ogre, so I should actually encounter some of these guys until one shows up. Dark Diviner just makes this too easy. I wish there was an option to fight like veteran level bandits. That'd be kind of cool. Like even bandits kind of need to be scaled up. Even if I wasn't using Dark Diviner, those guys would be no trouble at all to take down with Thunder. I mean, it'd be a little bit more effort, but not much. Like, the biggest problem the game has right now is that Choi Dong-min is making a bunch of bad decisions, trying to push all the players into doing Phantasm, Crom, Glen Berna, and the Brelith dungeon. And, like, all other dungeons and shadow missions and everything else like that, like Tex, like, all that is being abandoned and, like, forgotten. And, like, Commerce is one of those things, too. It's like, those older systems need an update. We need stronger enemies. We need to improve the dungeon system. We need to improve the shadow mission difficulty and all that to keep up with the Arcana that we have. Because, like, I do the veteran dungeon all the time, and, like, I just stroll through it, right? Like, none of the enemies there are really challenging. Even the boss, like, isn't that much of a challenge. It feels like a normal dungeon run. It doesn't feel like a difficult dungeon run where I really have to put much thought into anything or much effort. And that's the problem. That's why I think veteran dungeons should be the new difficulty. Like, remove the veteran name and just, like, make Albi normal, for example, have, like, enemies that are currently on the veteran level. Like, veteran difficulty enemies need to be the new normal. Because they're not veteran enemies, it's not a veteran dungeon. If anyone can join the game, probably get into an Arcana within their first month of playing, depending on how much they play, and then start doing veteran dungeons like they're nothing. Okay, so we got the Ogre. Kinu's Revenge is done. Oh, I guess I forgot to check off those two as well. Cool. There's some adventure seals. Some AP coupons too. Let's see. Whoop. Oh, I know I was checking. Oh yeah, okay. I have a long way to go before I max out that stack of AP coupons. Alright, let's go ahead and sell this stuff over here. Those swords, and then this armor. Hey, Belvast rank is level 7, so I don't need to work on that anymore. Now we just need to get my cob rating up a little bit, and maybe 1 or 2 outpost ratings in Idia, and then we'll be all ready for the next trade season, which is great. I'm really going to take the next trade season seriously, or at least I'm going to try to. Like, early March might be a little busy for me, but I'm really going to try and dedicate as much time as I can to commerce and get motivated for it. But we'll see. Let's go ahead and sell this. Oh wait, I mean to open the bank. Crap. No, well, I'll hang on to that for a while longer then, I guess. But let's deposit what gold I've earned today. Here, we'll do this instead. We'll deposit that gold. And then I'll keep the 50k that I get from this in my inventory here. So Xanafiedlion will have some walking around gold. Does Krakenheart sell? Not yet, but they probably will. Let's make sure there's still the best deal out there. Yeah, 500,000 cheaper than the lowest price by their sellers, so hopefully those will sell soon. Alright, well, we'll wrap up the Mabinogi live stream around here for today. I will make a video about the Aaron Adventure Pass that's coming up, and probably have that out like tonight or maybe a little after midnight, so it might be like early Wednesday morning or something. But I'm probably going to do a video on that, talking about it. And yeah, we'll play Mabinogi tomorrow.